So in today's video we are returning to Trælanipa, and
actually I think it's pronounced Trælanipa.
Yeah, you do.
Trælanipa.
I think Nick Page is right. Nick Page is always right. He's like the godfather of the internet.
My Faroes is much more advanced than this guy's.
Definitely, definitely. He's only been here like
a week.
A week.
Mastered it. I'm fluent in Faroese.
Perfect. So a lot of things have changed since my first video from the Faroe Islands. And as you can see on this material here, there's a new parking lot. There's a little coffee shop, office / entry payment station where you pay, which is at the moment 200 Danish crowns. It's about $30 for entrance. Luckily a local photographer up here, Thomas Vikra, who you've seen in my past videos, he managed to get the entry fee cut in half, because before they talked about having it like $65, 450 Danish crowns, which were just outrageous for a hike. But luckily the locals are doing something about it. But that being said, they are making the trail better. They're providing parking lot, they're providing toilets, free coffee at entrance. So, you know, they are making an experience out of it. So right now we are just on the trail and we have like 3 kilometers to go, and I will spare you for that. So right now we are out at Trælanipa and we will walk up here behind me. You can also walk up here, but we're just starting here, and hopefully a tourist or two will walk up and we can use those as scale. So right now I'm up on the first top. You can see here in the background we have the epic cliffs of Trælanipa. And then I'm basically just using this line created here by the foreground all the way to the back to lead the eye into the background. And yeah, it's a fairly simple composition. I'm all the way out at 12mm. There is quite a lot of distortion in my 12-24 Sony lens, so I will have to adjust a little bit for that in post-processing. But the photo is fairly simple. It's basically just making a leading line through the photo, including a little bit of the foreground, and then up into the background and the cliffs. I'm trying to include a few humans up on top of the cliff, but they're so small in this big, vast, almost empty area. So yeah, only a few pixels tall, but it looks absolutely epic. And you can just see the clouds up here. There's so much texture and they're so soft and full of a lot, kind of not a lot of dynamic range, but there's a lot of texture in them to really like bring out a lot of interest up there in the sky. Beautiful and epic, that's for sure. Beautiful and epic. So, Mr. Page.
How's your audio?
My audio is perfect. So, how do you like this place?
It's awesome. This is one of those places where you don't realize how big it is until somebody walks up on that cliff up there. And it's incredible. Like, it's one of the most impressive cliff faces I've ever seen. It's right there with the Cliffs of Moher and all of that. Really awesome.
It's better than the Cliffs of Moher. Let's be real.
It's more epic.
It's more epic.
More epic.
And it's also kind of, I would argue from the pictures I've seen from the Cliffs of Moher, because I haven't been there, this is kind of more like characteristic. In a way, like it's
more unique.
Yeah.
Right? And there's more to choose from. Cliffs of Moher, there's like a few different ways you can shoot it, and that's about it. But here, there's just giant cliffs everywhere. Every island has their big giant cliffs, and you can come here and there's very few people by comparison. You go to the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland and there's just hundreds and hundreds of people all out there taking selfies. And I've witnessed very few selfies today, and it's kind of nice.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So, yep, absolutely
Epic.
epic. So right now we are on our way to the other side of Trælanipa, and as you can see here, they're actually constructing a trail with stairs, which is good. It's easier to access, and the dirt around the area next to the trail doesn't get as many footprints and gets torn down as much as when there is a trail. So that's all good. I'm the one to argue for trails to many of these locations. Just make proper trails and people will stick to those, and it's all good. Like, that's my experience. The vast majority of tourists, photographers, so forth, they actually want to behave nice so as nature keeps being beautiful for the next person to come and look at it. Oh yeah, just look at this. Oh. This is just huge, huge. So right now I'm just running all the way back down the hill and up to the cliff here nearby, and then I will just stand in there to work as a scale for this big epic landscape. And it's really cool because you can see how the cliff just like are parallel with the bottom of the lake. So I will actually be, well, you will have my silhouette just at the lake. So instead of me running around with a yellow rain jacket or red jacket, then we are just using the basic photography composition of contrast. So dark me on a brighter background. And you can see here the clouds are so beautiful. And when you have these clouds in the background, it just gives so much texture and interest and mood to the picture. And I love that. I love that in my photos. We don't really have it in the ocean. The waves are fairly small today, so that drama, we will have to get it somewhere else. And luckily, we can get it in the clouds. So what I have done to get this shot is, I got the shot up there from the cliff where the group is and Nick, and then I've just put up my own camera, put it on the intervalometer, and I delayed it by 3 minutes so I could get down here and then it just takes a photo every 10 seconds. And I will then merge those photos together, because obviously I have a nice composition up there and the group is going to choose that one also. So I just moved my camera a little bit to the side. So right now I'm in position. So the people up here in the background, right about there, they can see me standing with the lake here in the background. So I fully admit to the fact that this is not the most optimal shooting position, but yeah, you can see down here, I literally have to hold the tripod, else it will turn over. But when you decide to have a small tripod, as I do, it's just how it is. I don't want to carry a big tripod around, so I just prefer to go with this small one, and sometimes it's just a little bit unhandy, but if I extend it completely and turn on the image stabilization, then I can get a decently, well, a sharp shot. So it's not a big problem, you just have to work around it. If you want to go to the Faroe Islands yourself, be sure to get my map via the link down in the description. It's a digital map to all the locations I show in the videos. You can easily integrate it with Google Maps and use on the go. A big thanks to all of you who've already bought and used it. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm very happy to hear it works out perfectly for you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, I would highly appreciate both a like and a comment.